with him jumping on his wife's car when she was about to leave. No, you're not going anywhere. If you don't know who Hunter Avallone is, you lucky. But he was a fake conservative YouTuber that decided one day, let me drop my mask and just show people how woke I am and just be a woke grifter. And he's been doing it ever since. I mean, he just does it so much. But yeah, fam, it led to a lot of bad things happening within his life, like his wife leaving him. And not only that, she tried to slide in my DMs. People thought I was joking. No, I was serious. I was not making stuff up. BX does not lie. His wife has a type. It's big black guys. Now, I don't know if I qualify anymore because I lost over 100 pounds, 130 pounds now. I got to stop saying 130 pounds. I'm out here. I'm talking about, I'm just trying to get like maybe 20 to 30 pounds more. Anyway, I digress. This loser is a calm boy. And if you missed this content, you're lucky. You're lucky. His wife wanted the 5-man. I ain't talking about Booker T, 5 times. She wanted 5 guys, not the restaurant. Let's take a look at him talking about Candace Owens, man. Apparently he has some stuff to say. I got the little image covering the screen just to, make sure copyright is good. Hit the like button, share the video. Also, check me out on my live stream channel, Real Talk with BXB Split. Let's get into it.
Look, I assumed that people that were in wheelchairs also have to buy bras, they have to buy underwear. I didn't know that we need to see that in our face. I didn't know that now we're going to have to look forward to campaigns where women that are in wheelchairs are now wearing bras and underwears. When I see stuff like this, I just go, whose idea was this? Was it your idea? Okay, you're fired.
Man, the damn wokies and those disabled people. The left.
First and foremost, let's debunk the idea that I'm an ableist, that I somehow wanted to pursue disabled.
Oh, man. I said the picture's creepy. Well, Hunter is pretty creepy to me. We'll call a spade a spade. Hunter's creepy to me. If it helps, I'll pull some of you guys' messages up on the screen.
People, and I wanted them out of spaces because...
You said, why do I need to see this? And that you would fire the person that put it in.
That's an absolute nonsense. First and foremost, as I said, if you are a listener to the show, you know that I often talk about my pet peeves of ad campaigns where you can no longer see the product that they're advertising for.
So you had a person sitting in a wheelchair. They weren't doing anything that was objectionable. And she was showing the product. Why does she do this, by the way? Why does she show clips that make her look even worse?
What's wrong with him, bro? Like, I think Candace might remind him of a girl that rejected him back in the day.
We're about to hear something incredibly dumb. Or just outright offensive. And I don't mean...
I can't see the photo, but he look like he going through it. This dude look like he going through it, man. He looked like the photo on the screen.
In the sense of like the lefties who are offended by digital blackface, boo-hoo. But more like just, it's offensive in the sense that it's not only just incorrect, but it's just so mean for no reason. It seems to just be mean-spirited.
What the hell are you talking about? Get to your point. Like, this dude just jibber-jabbing.
And I'm not kidding. This time to shit on disabled people. That's right. Have you made the horrible, awful mistake of being somebody who's disabled? Are you actually a dumb fucking loser in a wheelchair? Well...
Wow. I'm willing to bet and guarantee that Candace is not attacking people in wheelchairs. I promise you. I already know, because I know how Hunter is, how he's going to flip everything to be super nasty, disgusting.
Fuck you, according to Candace Owens. That's not a direct quote, okay? But it's paraphrased. Let's go ahead. This is her thing, why representation literally does not matter. And she goes into complaining about the fact that there was a recent advertisement for some clothing, and the advertisement featured a person in a wheelchair. Well, apparently that's the woke representation striking again.
So you just can't buy panties because...
That is woke as hell. And they selling drawers? That don't make no damn sense. They had a wheelchair model for selling underwear? You don't see how that's woke? Why would I care? What? If I was in a wheelchair, why would I need to see how you look in the wheelchair so I can know what kind of underwear to wear while I'm in a wheelchair? Call me crazy. That sounds quite odd to me. in that it just wants to just say, hey, we're inclusive. Everyone's here. Like, you think people are not aware that people in wheelchairs are humans? Like, or are there? Like, duh. What? That's something that's so in your face. We trying to be woke that I didn't think that would need explaining.
Because I don't know, I don't feel included. Look, I assumed that people that were in wheelchairs also have to buy bras and have to buy underwear.
Right.
It's just something that I just assumed that was a thing. I didn't know that we needed to see that in our face. I didn't know that now we're going to have to look forward to campaigns where women that are in wheelchairs are now wearing bras and underwears. When I see stuff like this, I just go, whose idea was this? Was it your idea? Okay, you're fired. I'd like to fire the person who was behind this ridiculous campaign.
So the ridiculous campaign of showing somebody in a wheelchair modeling some bras and panties. Man, the damn wokies and those.
Fam, was you even able to see the bottom half of the outfit? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Man, what are you doing? You modeling it? What? That just sounds odd, fam. I'm telling you, I would look at that the same way I look at movies that try to use blackness as a way to sell the film. I'll be like, okay, for real? You think I'm gonna watch it just because somebody black is in it? That's the same way I would look at that if I was in a wheelchair. I'd be like, I don't think I need it like a model like to see how I would look in it, fam. Just give me the damn drawers. Can I get my briefs, please? What's wrong with you? I might. You know what? This ain't on Rumble.
Disabled people? The left is destroying everything I've loved. Okay, so then this is the video in which Candace Owens responds to all this drama. Let's go ahead and see what she has to say. Let's hear how she attempts to defend herself. Let's find out, Candace, please.
That's crazy.
Take it away.
On this show, and I discussed an ad that didn't make any sense to me. It was an ad featuring a woman that was sitting in a wheelchair and she was promoting underwear. So I commented on, this doesn't make any sense. This seems like another DEI initiative. Everybody needs to be included. Everybody needs to see themselves in a space.
So let's be clear first and foremost. Everybody needs to be included and see themselves in space. If you want to go that way, then like maybe, but it's largely because of capitalism. And this is, someone could argue, a good part of capitalism is that businesses are incentivized to appeal to the largest group possible, which just follows that businesses are incentivized to be as inclusive as possible. Not like there's inclusivity inside of the business. Obviously, there's problems with inequalities and workers' rights and whatnot. Long way to go there. However, as far as like advertisement campaigns and whatnot, yes, inclusivity, diversity, they are incentivized specifically to produce that kind of shit because they want as many people as possible buying their stuff. If you're in a wheelchair, but you got stacks, they don't give a fuck. They want you rolling on into their store to go.
Yeah. So why is Candace wrong if that's the case, why is Candace wrong for calling that out? I'm not understanding that. If that's the case, why is she wrong for calling that out? That sounds weird to me. I don't know if this is better. You know what? I got a better one. Hold on. This is going to work. Hold on. This is going to be a better one for Hunter. Let's see if we can get this one. That's a good picture. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I found one for Hunter. This is the best one. This is going to be the replacement. No more Slappy. Because I got a feeling it's creeping a lot of you guys out. So here, this is going to represent Hunter Avallone now. This is his picture now. That's Hunter Avallone.
Go buy some new bra and panties, man. That's just more money. That's how capitalism works. So that's the first thing. Second of all, I don't know what she means when she's like, why do we need all of this diversity and inclusivity? Representation does absolutely matter. Now, I know that Candace Owens is a homophobic piece of shit. However, it is a good thing.
I like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's my ish.
To know that there is evidence to suggest that depictions of gay people in the media help to further normalize gay people. So in a society in which there may have been even more homophobia. Well, we see homophobia decrease upon positive representations of gay people on TV.
No, shut up. That's stupid. Fam, I could get like wanting it to be not as treated as taboo, right? But that's not the case right now. Like, what do you think? You living in the 50s or something? Like, it's not necessary to pump it down someone's face and like force feed it. That's actually going to cause the opposite. It's going to make the opposite effect happen. All right. Like, but people don't think. They don't think. They just want to, just, oh no, we're going to just make you love it. No, that's not how that works.
So clearly, representation has the possibility to influence people's perceptions of others. We also know that ableism in general is still a problem. I have a problem with it, as you all know. So featuring somebody in a wheelchair is not only not a bad thing, I would say it is.
I don't know what he meant by that. I have no idea what he meant by that, bro. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Actually a good thing specifically, because all you're doing is showing positive representation of some people who are disabled. It can work to further normalize people who are disabled, who quite commonly faced other types of struggles due to the fact that they're disabled to begin with.
And this was weeks ago. Somehow it got unearthed. I believe that it was due to a Forbes article. And the writer of the Forbes article, first and foremost, let me read to you her bio. Her name is Killy Cat Wells, and she is the diversity, equity, and inclusion contributor.
You say Killy Cat? You lying. She made her name up. It doesn't seem like she made her name up.
Her bio says that she is a disability activist and the founder of C Talent. Okay.
Uh-oh, guys. She supports disabled people and inclusivity. Uh-oh. Look out, man. Watch out. I like how this is just starting out with an...
Wow. Could you let her actually say whatever her point's going to be before you just start trying to be all woke and jump down her throat, bro?
Massive ad hoc. I love it. Interestingly enough, she has...
You had to throw at least 4 up to this point. Like at least, bare minimum, you threw at least 4 ad homs.
Pronouns in her bio. Okay. We don't give a fuck. Tell us what she said.
Okay, fine. She wrote an article entitled Disability Rights Advocates Speak Out Against Candace Owens' Harmful Comments on Disability Representation. And within the article, I'm going to summarize it. They have a woman who was featured in the Skims campaign. She is a disabled model. And she says, quote, seeing someone like you matters. Representation matters. They then go on to quote another woman.
You tell him.
Named Paula Carozzo, who is the creator and also a disability rights activist. And she said in this article, quote, for the disability community, we are at the current peak of representation. Representation for us is as vital as the lungs we need to breathe.
That is dumb as hell. My bad. Let me let Candace cook. My bad.
Okay. If representation and seeing yourself in an ad campaign is as important for you as your 2 working lungs that you need to breathe, that's totally fine. I have some things to say about that. I'm going to say.
Well, of course, that statement is definitely hyperbolic, and it would have probably helped the argument had it been a little bit less hyperbolic and more concise. But I think it's pretty clear what she's talking about here. She's not saying she literally needs representation more than she needs her life, okay? What she's saying, however, is that representation is crucial and incredibly important for an already marginalized group.
Shut up. Like, fam, it ain't that damn serious, bro. Yeah, acting like Jackie Robinson about to walk out and do an ad. Rosa Parks about to do an ad with the new Rosa Parks edition. Victoria's Secret. Like, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Because the more acceptance and normalization that occurs for that group, the better off that group will be. Do you care about disabled people? I don't know if you do. Although, I mean, you clearly care about yourself, so somewhat you do. Do you agree then that media can have any kind of effect at all on normalization? If you say...
Wait, using do you care about disabled people as an excuse for why this has to happen is crazy to me. That's wild, fam. Yeah, nah, I'm not rolling with that. That's nasty. Clearly, you don't care about disabled people. You don't agree? Then you don't care about disabled people.
Say yes, then it logically follows that you would then support representation for disabled people because it helps to further normalize that group and leads to better outcomes for that group. It's literally just like
is it not normal now? Like, I don't understand that. Is that not normal already? Like what? Maybe I'm crazy.
Textbook good thing, and Candace Owens is up here saying it's bad.
Say those things, while also later on getting to somebody who actually was much more reasonable in their assessment. First and foremost, let's debunk the idea that I am an ableist. I thought that was really, really interesting, that I somehow wanted to pursue disabled people and I wanted them out of spaces because...
You said, why do I need to see this? And that you would fire the person that put it in. You said you would fire the person that said, it's a good idea to feature disabled people in our advertisement campaign. You said, why do I need to see this?
This is an absolute nonsense. First and foremost, as I said, if you're a listener to the show, you know that I often talk about my pet peeves of ad campaigns where you can no longer see the product that they're advertising for. So let's put Candace Owens on rewind, talking about that pet peeve.
What does this have to... Wait, by showing a disabled person, they're letting you know what the product can be used for, which is wearing it. And you're also allowed to wear...
Wait, what? Wait, you need to be showing a disabled person wearing it to know what the product is used for? We talking about draws, fam. Like, what? That sounds crazy. Candace didn't say nothing wrong, bro. You're tripping.
If you're in a wheelchair.
Cannot stand this. It's a new, I guess, artsy fartsy trend, but like all of a sudden you're buying stuff online and now the models are posed in weird like gymnastics way. Like you're trying to buy a shirt and they're upside down. I think Zara is really guilty of this new trend of models where I can't see what you're wearing. Like I'm online. I want to buy the shirt. I want to see what the shirt looks like. I don't really care if your model can do the splits. So please, let's stop this trend. It's really bad.
So you had a person sitting in a wheelchair. They weren't doing anything that was objectionable and she was showing the product. Why does she do this, by the way? Why does she show clips that make her look even worse?
Oh, I guess I'm hating on people that are able-bodied and can do the...
Wait, what? The hell is he talking about? What? She didn't look worse.
Splits and can do back bends, or I'm just commenting on something that seems really stupid. And as I said, I want to see the product. I want to see the shirt. I want to see...
You realize there's a difference between saying you're being ableist because you said that somebody was wrong or something. Okay, listen. If you had somebody in a wheelchair and they said, hey, you know what? I think the world is flat. And then you said, no, it's not. You're wrong. And then they said, oh, you're being ableist. Then your response here would make a little more sense. But nobody's arguing that you're ableist simply because you criticize somebody in a wheelchair. You're not ableist against able-bodied people because you criticized doing splits. You're being accused of ableism because you said you would fire the person that put a disabled person on screen and that you don't want to see it, that you want it out of your face. This isn't just you saying like, I don't like the fashion. This is you directly complaining about.
This is her saying she doesn't like it being pushed to her just for the reasons of being inclusive. I didn't think that was a hard point to grasp, but when you have the brain the size of a grape, it is hard. And also, Hunter is distracted. His wife went to Five Guys, and then they went to the burger restaurant afterwards. Apparently, this is her. She wanted the five time loser champion is what Hunter Avallone is. So he's a little distracted. He's a little distracted, man. You can't make a valid point.
About seeing a disabled person on the advertisement campaign. And then you even followed it up by saying, oh, what's next? Are we going to have people on crutches, Herder? Like, you are an idiot, Candace. These things are not comparable. But again, conservatives are actually inbred enough to watch this and be like, yeah, that's a solid response. And then they go back to jerking it to furry porn.
See the under...
What? Did you hear what he just said? This dude sounds crazy. But yes, Victoria, he seems bitter. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You hear the way he's talking about you? That's crazy.
Underwear, or I'm just commenting on something that seems really stupid. And as I said, I want to see the product. I want to see the shirt. I want to see the underwear. Why are we doing this? Is this because we're just
trying
to
could see the product in the picture with the wheelchair?
Be more inclusive? Are we trying to be more fun? What is the point of this? So again, as I said, I got tons of hate, a lot of comments to sift through. I'm going to try to summarize the main points, which are very much like this article that was in Forbes. People said, if Candace were in a wheelchair, she would understand why representation and seeing yourself is so important. So to that, I can only say you must be new here. This is the exact opposite that I speak about. I spent my entire life fighting the idea that in order for me to feel like I'm allowed to be Black or that I'm allowed to be a woman, I need to therefore see Black women everywhere. That is the opposite.
So we have the classic reduce the argument down to absurdity. So then you look like the reasonable one when you're against it. Saying you don't need to look at yourself in the media to feel like you're allowed to be black or be a woman is not the same thing as depictions of certain minority groups on TV in which they are depicted in a positive way that can lead to general acceptance and first.
Shut your ass up. Yo, no, that's what she said was right. Like, it's not necessary. Like, you don't have to just woke it up. Let's, we got to make it black. We need a black Little Mermaid. We have to have a black Little Mermaid. We got to. It's necessary. Is that we got to see it? No, we don't. Like, no. For what? Make a Black Mermaid movie. Make a mermaid movie. If you want to do a Black Mermaid movie, do a mermaid movie about a black person. Whatever. Who cares? Right? But then you race swapping it. Sounds crazy.
Further normalization of an already marginalized group. That's what it is. That's what happens here. Nobody's saying you need to see a black woman on TV for you to feel like you're allowed to be a woman. Nobody's saying this, okay? In fact, it's usually the conservatives telling a lot of trans people that they're not allowed to be women. So I don't know why you would say something dumb like that. That's not what the argument is.
Right. The argument is that you got to see someone in a wheelchair in an ad to know it's okay to be in a wheelchair. Yo, you sound foolish. That's the exact same thing. The same thing. This guy's crazy.
The argument is simply that more depictions of marginalized minority groups tends to lead to further normalization of that group.
What I just say? We want to know it's okay. So can you just show it to us, please? So we can know it's what?
Especially if the depiction is positive, because you can do harm with depictions as well. If you're doing consistent attacks or depictions of disabled people as being like really dumb and incapable or whatever, then that would be a negative depiction. Then you're probably normalizing negative stereotypes of disabled people. But for you to be up here and say representation doesn't matter, Candace, I feel like I have to remind you, like the classic white liberal soy boy, but
Yo, what is he telling? I feel like I have to, as I ascertain from my millions of Google searches, as I ascertain, you have to listen to me. You gotta listen to me. Okay, now I feel like I have to tell you, like, shut up.
You know you're black. Do you remember that?
No, he did not just say that. Run that back.
Classic white liberal soy boy, but do you know you're black? Do you remember that one?
Wow. See, and people be saying I be lying when I say that. Fam, it's always the woke people that try to control your opinion and your thoughts just because you're black. You have to agree with them because you're black. Didn't you? You don't know you're black? You should let me make all the decisions in your life. You're black. Just like, that sounds crazy. Whoa. Do you know you're black? Okay. All right. What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? She's not allowed to have an opinion because she's black? Like, what the hell? What are you trying to insinuate? That's so weird, bro. What the hell does her being black have to do with anything?
White liberal soy boy, but do you know you're black? Do you remember that one? I know you say you're colorblind, but I mean, you look in the mirror and you can still tell you're black, right? You realize that because of representation that led to further acceptance, right? For black people. My argument, of course, is not that because black people were on TV, it made people less racist, by the way. Positive depictions of minorities in the media tends to further positive views of minorities, and it normalizes those people. Imagine like black people, disabled people, they're a minority group, right? So throughout general American society, based on raw numbers, there are more white people in the country. So you probably have a higher likelihood of being around white people more than black people. That's just that's just the proportion of population, right? If there's a negative stereotype that black people are thieves or bad people or something to be afraid of or something like this, that negative stereotype can go further because less people proportionately actually are friends with black people enough so to be able to understand.
Oh, I had enough of this. We almost done. I don't know how much longer I can listen to this bullcrap. I don't know.
That that's just a stereotype and it's not true. The same thing for disabled people, even more so. How many people have friends who are like in wheelchairs? I don't have any friends like that. A negative stereotype can do a lot more harm because you're spreading negative views of a marginalized group even further, most likely to people who don't even have any prior experience with that group. But the same can be said in terms of positive representation and normalization as well. So featuring a disabled people in an advertisement campaign, representation matters. These
no, it don't. no, it don't, Hunter. It actually don't. It's not that big of a deal. I promise you, it's not.
Kinds of statements and actions make perfect sense if you care about helping marginalized groups, which clearly Candace does not.
Of what it means to act.
Wow. This man, first of all, he told her he had to tell her she was black. That's the crazy giant. Which in same ways that you ain't black if you don't do it. Remember with the presidents, you not black if you don't vote for me. It's always the wokies that feel like they are entitled to tell you if you're black or not.
Actually have confidence. I don't need to see Tyra Banks being a model. I don't need to see Tyra Banks wearing underwear, which brings me to the second thing people were saying. A woman wrote to me and said, I wanted to be a model growing up, and seeing this woman made me realize that I could be one. Okay, so what you're saying there is that you want to be patronized. You want people to essentially hand out participation trophies.
Right. It's like plus size models. You want to be known as being a big model. Okay, if that's what you want to do. But then you can't get mad if someone talks about you being big, right? Because that's what you're telling people that you're known for, right? Like it's kind of crazy. But it is what it is. Part of the game.
And perhaps not the best person suited for this particular role, but you want people to give it to you anyways. And people are doing.
Wow, I think she's joined Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh in becoming the bad faith machine. How does that enter one ear? Hey, seeing a disabled model made me realize that I'm disabled myself and that I could be a model also. No.
This dude's crazy. He's talking about bad faith. Somebody in the chat, I'm seeing, not to call you out to say come at you and say that you got to talk. But I dropped a link. I'm offering people to call in and if they disagree with me or something, right? Not as a reason for a debate, but I'll hear you out. So yeah, I dropped a link. I'll hear you out if you want to call in and say your opinion.
No, Candace, she didn't legitimately think that the law would step in her way and throw her in disabled prison for daring to pursue a career in modeling. That's not what she meant, Candace. What she meant is, if you are a disabled person and all you ever see in media are models who are fit, able-bodied women who are not in wheelchairs, well,
so we're gonna act like hand models don't exist. We're gonna act like hand models don't exist. Yeah, we're gonna act like foot models don't exist. Yeah, like they ain't got foot models out here in these streets. Man, like they ain't models of where just they take face up pictures for like makeup, like a makeup model. What are you talking about? There's a plethora of disabled people that are models. What? This guy's crazy. They really think it's like the 40s or something.
Well, then you might start to get the impression that as much as you want to be a model, because of the fact that you're in a wheelchair, doesn't really seem like that's a thing. This is so obvious. And this, again, is how just basic human science.
And if I ain't got no legs, I probably can't join the basketball team or the Olympic track team. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why is this such a big deal? This is teaching people that they don't have to deal with reality and they could just get coddled and told it's going to be okay.
Psychology works. I've had experiences like this with my own daughter. It was a couple days ago. Well, it was a couple weeks ago now.
No.
I was showing her a video of people landing on the moon. I showed her the astronauts on the moon. She thought it was super cool. She heard, one step for man and all that crap. Well, the video ended, and I know people are going to say I'm making this up or everybody clapped or whatever, but the video ended and she said, I really want to be an astronaut. And I said, that's really cool. Maybe you can work hard and become an astronaut. And then she asked, you know what she asked me next? She said, can girls be astronauts? The video never said that girls can't be astronauts, but
That's supposed to mean something, bro. Like, nah, for real. I'm like no, for real, for real. For real. I'm asking you, like, was that because she asked girls that means something? Like, I don't understand that. What is that supposed to mean? what is that supposed to represent? I'm not getting it.
The video only showed men being astronauts. And that's enough for questions, especially with really young kids like that pops into their mind. Well, can girls even do this? Yeah, if you're growing up in a world where all you see are able-bodied models and you're in a wheelchair, I don't think it'll take too long for you to get the impression that models are not usually in wheelchairs. And of course, I told Rose that girls can absolutely be.
So what? Like, so what? Are you gonna cry about it? Like, what? Yo, fam, this dude is really just crying. I thought you were just gonna actually try to argue some points against Candace Owens, but this is a cry fest, is what we're listening to.
Be astronauts, and that girls are astronauts right now.
That, by the way, we are seeing that all across society. People are becoming complicit. You are seeing marketing firms that are doing more and more of this. We're seeing Victoria's Secret fashion shows with clinically obese people. Why are they doing that? Well, for two reasons. The first is because they want to mark themselves safe from accusations that they're fat phobic, that they're transphobic.
Wait, why would they be needing to protect themselves from accusations that they're transphobic? By showing fat people.
She just, she's going through a list of things that they would use in order to virtue signal, and you targeted just one. You just hyper focused on that one thing. Listen to this again clearly.
From accusations that they're
transphobic, that to mark themselves safe from accusations that they're fat phobic, that they're transphobic.
So she's naming a bunch of things. Watch what he does.
Wait, why would they be needing to protect themselves from accusations that they're transphobic? By showing fat people.
Yo, this man is crazy. Either he's like one of the most foolish people on earth, he's a bozo, or he's just being disingenuous. He's just looking for something to argue with. She listed a bunch of things. Well, she was mid-listing a few things. I bet you once he continues to play, she's going to name some more stuff, a few more phobics.
Wait, is Candace like under the impression that all fat people are trans people? Wait a minute. Is that why she thinks that they say like I'm a woman trapped in a man's body? Candace, that's not literal.
I swear I'm almost done. I swear. If he continues it and she starts naming other things, debunking his whole point, I swear, she starts naming other phobics and he just hyper focused on one, I'm done. We don't need to watch anymore. We good. I'm good for the day. I'm straight.
We're not talking about like an obese person that actually has like a woman inside of them trying to claw out of their stomach, like Alien. No, that's not what it means. Okay, it's a metaphor. Maybe that's what she thinks. Why is she lumping trans people in with fat people? And also, no.
You're doing that, not her. That's you. That's you doing that, Hunter. That's not her. that's all you, pimp. That's why I shouldn't even call you pimp, because you a simp. Your girl getting pimped. She getting pimped right now. And think about all the 5 men she having. She probably doing the 10 man. I did the 10 man. Wizarded eyes. My bad. That was crazy. What are they doing outside, bro? I think they blatantly are just banging shit now, just to do it. They like, yeah, religious, just bang shit against the wall. Why not? Why not just because I hear someone talking, let me just bang stuff and be obnoxious. Just bang stuff across the wall.
Candace, it's not just so that they can save themselves from accusations. It's probably because marketing to fat people opens your business up to another demographic to make more money.
The other reason is because they want to placate.
You're just using fat people to buzz the, okay. I think that's pretty apparent. It's a business. Yeah. But why is it not up for conversation or criticism, especially if we all aware. That means she could criticize it.
The literal mob. It was a mob that descended on me yesterday. A person messaged me, and she even went so far as to say that seeing somebody in a wheelchair in a campaign could quite literally save somebody from suicide. That's a wildly emotional argument, and I'm going to respond to it in a little bit.
It is.
Yeah, I can agree that that's probably a pretty dramatic argument. And again, that would certainly not be my version of argumentation. But the thing is like, I feel like that's just, it's plausible. They didn't.
All right. That's it. We good. We good. We cool on it. We all right on that. We cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This trash. I'm not even gonna finish it. Hunter Avallone's a combo. I'm gonna keep roasting them, but I'm just done with this one. I'm cool on this one. Hey man, hit the like button, share the video if you can. Subscribe to my live stream channel, Real Talk with PX Beast Boy.